Okay, let's start with cash collateralized debt obligation. This topic in the exam talks about different types of CDOs, the motivation behind making them, and their structure. So CDOs are generic structure where investors are promised principal and interest backed by a pool of debt instruments, and they could be backed by bonds, loans, or with both. The motivation here may be either credit management, which is known as the balance sheet CDO, or investment management, which is known as the arbitrage CDO. Market value CDO differs from the cash flow CDO by selling the asset from the collateral pool to satisfy investor obligation. Now some CDOs are static, which means they are passive investment, where others are actively managed, which means they are light or full-blown active management. For example, the difference between the balance sheet and arbitrage CDO and the other types of CDO is a type of question that you can get in the exam. So let's start with what the CDO mean. CDO is a general term for asset-backed securities that issue they are issued and they pay an interest part and a principal part from a collateralized pool of debt instruments. The generic name CDO implies that the underlying collateral is comprised of collection of debt and loan. A convenient way to describe CDO is by the underlying collateral or economic purpose, for example a balance sheet CDO or an arbitrage CDO. If the underlying collateral pool consists entirely of bond, then the issue is referred to as collateralized bond obligation, whereas if it's made up of loan, we'll refer it as a collateralized loan obligation. Now, creation of a CDO. In order to create a CDO, the issuer packages a series of debt instrument and split the package into several classes of securities called tranches. Each tranche has a different claim on the collateral pool cash flows and different exposure to the default risk of the asset in the pool. The largest part of the CDO is typically the senior tranche, which usually consists of AA or AAA credit rating. So regardless of the quality of the underlying asset in the pool will have the senior tranche, which would be a AA or a AAA credit rated tranche. The senior tranche is accompanied by a series of mezzanine tranches and finally an equity tranche. The equity tranche is commonly referred to as first loss tranche because it is the first to absorb any losses from the debt securities in the pool, making it the riskiest part of the CDO structure. Subsequently, losses are absorbed by the mezzanine tranches, making the senior tranche the last in line to experience the loss. So there has been a lot of growth in the CDO, and we can attribute that growth to 4 parameters. One is that the CDO gives investor access to a diversified pool of risky assets. So risky credit assets have low correlation with S&P and US Treasury bond. As a result, these assets provide excellent potential for diversifying a traditional stock and a bond portfolio. Credit ranging allows investor to select his specific credit rating exposure, which is part 2. So they offer the specific credit risk that each investor want. The third reason for the growth is that CDOs gives banks an efficient way to manage their credit risk, because bank can use CDOs to transfer risky credit assets off their balance sheet and thus freeing up regulatory capital and reducing risk exposure. Now fees are collected by asset manager and underwriter, and asset managers collect asset management fee for managing the CDO structure, while brokerage firms collect underwriting fees for selling the CDO tranches to client. So the combine of investor demand and profit for supplying CDO is a powerful incentive which has created a lot of growth in the CDO market. So in this topic we are going to compare various types of CDOs and understand how they work. To start with, we are looking at balance sheet CDO and arbitrage CDO. So balance sheet CDO is motivated by the asset owner wishing to remove the selected assets from his balance sheet. Potential motivation include credit risk managers, liquidity, raising capital, and debt management. Consider a bank that sells a part of its loan portfolio, thereby replacing long-term asset with short duration assets, which is cash. So on the other hand, investors constantly demand new and innovative securities with enhanced yield and specific risk return profiles to fit their investment criteria. This gave demand to arbitrage CDO. So the reason why arbitrage CDO came into existence is because they are innovative securities which has enhanced yield and a specific risk return profile that an investor can select from. Specifically, arbitrage CDOs are financially engineered products designed to profit on the spread between assets in the pool and promised payment to the security holders. The clear difference in motivation between balance sheet CDO and the arbitrage CDO leads to important distinction in the management and structure of the asset pool. The arbitrage CDO implies active management and employ a separate collateral manager. The balance sheet CDO is much simpler. The originator selects the assets for conveyance and remains hands-off. The originator may seek the help of a structuring agent or advisor, but the role is much more limited than collateral manager of an arbitrage CDO. So the fundamental nature of balance sheet CDO dictates the asset structure because the originator is very likely to be a bank and the target assets are typically loans. Therefore, a specific pool will be considered as a CLO. So a type of balance sheet CDO is a CLO, while the size and composition will be varying from pool to pool, and CDO can contain an asset in excess of 1 billion formed from many loan or syndicated loan participants. Under this structure, it is natural for investors to have concerns about quality and performance of the pool. So to provide assurance to the investor, the originator may include credit enhancement such as cash collateralized account. The cash collateralized account accumulates a portion of excess spread, typically 50 bps, to fund potential shortfall in the promised payment. The originator will also retain the residual interest, that is the first piece of loss distribution, reducing the worry that the loans selected from the inclusion are substandard. The driving force behind the arbitrage CDO is financial engineering of collateral cash flows, which leads to a very different structure than the balance sheet CDO. First, the collateral will acquire the underlying asset from open market as opposed to a balance sheet CDO, hence the structure is more likely to be weighted with bonds. The role of collateral manager is to actively purchase, reinvest, divest and hedge the cash flow of the pool. Once asset is purchased, they will be sold to a special purpose entity for cash, which ultimately comes from the investor. The assets are held in trust of the investor and backed by the securities, and the credit enhancement are issued by the SPE. So another distinction between balance sheet and arbitrage CDO is the residual interest. The balance sheet CDO endangers a moral hazard problem by self-selecting the assets for collateral pool. Therefore, the originator will include features like CC and retain the residual interest. In contrast, residual interest in the arbitrage CDO may be sold to investor. So the way in which we can differentiate these two would be based on the underlying assets. So balance sheet CDO underlying assets are loan, whereas in arbitrage it's bond. The asset origination, the management. So you have to remember that arbitrage CDO may be having active management. The purpose of arbitrage CDO is profit, whereas the purpose of balance sheet CDO is to just manage the credit risk. And the residual interest is retained by the balance sheet CDO, whereas it is sold to the investor by arbitrage CDO. So the benefits and motivation of both CDOs, balance sheet and arbitrage, are different. It is noted that balance sheet CDO is essentially a sale of self-selected assets, so bank can select the loan and sell them. Hence the firm may seek to monetize the asset for cash, maintaining debt capacity, or reduce the size of the balance sheet. So this might be one reason for selling off those loan, which is a balance sheet CDO. Other reasons include isolating asset to reduce adverse selection cost of self-selected loans and increasing transparency. Similarly, the firm can experience a slight benefit by reducing asset under management and controlling and avoiding poor and virtually decreasing investment. Finally, credit risk management via balance sheet CDO has the potential to free up capital under Basel II norms. The motivation behind arbitrage CDO overlaps substantially with balance sheet CDO. The issue are constructed while the sole purpose of providing new investment opportunities by altering cash flow and creating new investment vehicles. The collateral manager simultaneously seek to maximize the fund gap between the collateral pool and the weighted average cash flow due to investor.